The best way you can support me is with a simple subscribe. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, I want to have a healthy conversation here, but I also want to let something be known because I have a video that's picking up on Ray Lewis the other day, and I want to let something be known about Ray Lewis. We'll get into all the aspects of what happened in a second, but let me just throw this caveat in, this little sidebar here. As American citizens, and even as a black man and black people, somebody got to keep it all the way honest. I pray you come to my channel because you think I'm doing that. On any situation, you know I'm going to tell you my honest truth. And that was one problem I had with Ray. I ain't feel like he was being genuine the other day. And we'll get to all that shortly. But as black people and white people, got to do the same thing. Any race or ethnicity in this country, we got to be able to, regardless of what somebody thinks, we got to be able to give them the right to their own opinion and to do what the First Amendment. So that what that means is white America, if black people don't want to stand or they want to kneel for the national anthem, that's their decision. That's not your call. It's not against the law. And it's not a disrespect to the flag because we're losing the point of what this all was about. Is about police brutality. All right? And black people, just because we don't like what a white person has to say, just because we think it's wrong, it's racist, it's big, that doesn't mean we get to hurt that white person. As much as we might want to deep down, we don't get the right to hurt somebody for their opinion. And I had to say that because I heard this information about Ray Lewis via Shannon Sharp on Undisputed this morning, that he said he'd been receiving death threats because of his opinion and his actions over the last few weeks. That ain't right. So before I could even talk about Ray Lewis, I got to look at the man first. We don't got to love Ray Lewis right now. You can call Ray Lewis the coon if you want to, whatever. I try to resist from name calling. That ain't right. That ain't right that we see this man and his family getting death threats. That ain't what this about. What that does is set us backwards again. And I ain't with that. The death, regardless of what I think about the brother, I don't gotta like him, I don't gotta love him, but I gotta respect his opinion and how he moves. And when I hear that brother's getting death threats, okay, we ain't doing the right things as a society. That's not what we supposed to be moving to. We can agree to disagree. Nothing's wrong with that. As long as we're able to have that dialect and intercourse with each other, we can grow. We can coexist in this country. We don't gotta agree. We can coexist on a lot of things. Yes, we gotta get these races out of this country. Facts. But doing so, we ain't gotta agree with racists. We ain't gotta agree with them. We don't gotta like them. I don't like it. If you racist, I don't care who you is, what color you. I don't like you. Period. We can exist in this world. All right. The problem is we got racists hiring or making hiring decisions. We need to get these racists out of our country. Period. Also, there's this whole thing, this statue Ray Lewis has outside of the Baltimore Ravens stadium or field. I heard there's like at least 20, 30, 40,000 signatures saying they want their Ray Lewis statue removed. Why are we doing that? He was still a phenomenal football player. He was still he did a lot in the community, continues to do a lot in the community. Whether you disagree with or agree with his approach or not, the brother does more than the average football player. Period. We're critiquing him from the standard of doing a lot. There's a lot of guys who come in the NFL and don't do a thing, don't talk about an issue. At least Ray's, for good or for bad, he's in the midst of it. All right, and the way he thinks we're gonna get to equality is not the way I think. But taking down his statue, that's corny to me. He was a phenomenal football player. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, let's get to the facts. And again, I'm gonna try to refrain from name calling with Ray Lewis because I think that doesn't help this situation right now when this brother already getting death threats. That's ridiculous. Ray Lewis, I guess to break this situation down in totality, a few weeks ago, Ray Lewis criticized Colin Kaepernick for not focusing on football. If you have not seen my other video, I'll try to post a link of it. Ray Lewis was he actually made a video saying, Colin, I'm praying for you day and night, my brother. You don't know how many times I prayed for you, but please focus on football. He said that on Undisputed. He said that in the Instagram video from his car. And then we seen Ray Lewis last Sunday with the Baltimore Ravens arm locked, and he kneeled, and it looked like he was on both knees. He said he was on both knees, actually. And he was next to his Baltimore Ravens teammates. Ray's not a player, but he's a part of the organization. For those, let me just clear that. He's not a player anymore. He's just a part of the organization, I think, as an advisor. And he was on both knees. And some players were on one knee and some were on both knees as well. Now, Ray, a lot of people told me Ray was going to do this. A lot of people say he's going to say he was praying and he wasn't kneeling. Because Ray just said a few weeks ago, Colin, you shouldn't be kneeling. You should be focusing on football. Those issues about kneeling for police brutality, those issues are going to be here before and after you. He's like, focus on football. You'll get an opportunity. You focus on the wrong things. So a lot of people, including himself, were like, Ray, whoa, you said he need to focus on football. Why are you kneeling? Because at the end of the day, it's not standing up, pledging to the flag. Why are you kneeling? Or why are you not standing for the anthem? And Ray said, I was praying. He said, I wasn't kneeling. I was praying. He went on the NFL Network last night, called out his long friend Shannon Sharpe, who had a lot of big brother words to him. And salute to Shannon Sharpe. I think he's doing an incredible job. We got to preserve Shannon Sharpe for the culture at all costs. We cannot lose Shannon Sharpe. We got to preserve Shannon Sharpe at all costs. We got to ride for Shannon Sharpe for good or for bad. We got to add him in that category. Jamel Hill, Michael Smiths. I think Stephen A's in there as well for me. People I've met and worked with. We can't lose Shannon for nobody. We need Shannon for the culture. We need Charlemagne for the culture. We need certain people for the culture. With that being said, Ray said he was praying, and I thought it was a bunch of BS. Was he praying? I don't know. You can see his mouth moving in the video. I wish I could play it. You can see his mouth moving. Maybe he was praying. I don't know. He said he was praying for these football players and pretty much them kneeling, and he reiterated that he'll never kneel for the flag because he works with the military entirely too much. He works with police officers entirely too much, and that's his prerogative. I'm not mad at that. If he say he works with them and he thinks where this country is further progressed than where a lot of us believe, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But this notion of you were on your knees praying, right? And that there's a difference between you on both knees praying, rather Colin on one knee saying he's standing with the victims of police brutality. Isn't it both? This is my question, guys. Y'all subscribers chime in. Isn't it both not doing what America wants you to do for the anthem? If you're praying, you're still not doing what America will want you to do for the anthem. What's the difference? One guy's praying. Who knows what he's praying about? That's his personal connection with his God. The other guy's protesting. We only know he protested because reporters asked him about it. Colin had actually been protesting by not standing for the anthem for weeks before a reporter even asked him about that. That's a little side note that a lot of people don't know. I don't get Ray Lewis. I don't get honestly, I'll tell you the truth. I don't think I ever knew Ray Lewis, but I think we got I think as America, and black people in general, we got kind of tongue twisted with Ray Lewis, the motivational speaker for his team before games. And I think for so long, we've translated smart, conscious person with motivational person. And I don't know if Ray Lewis, the football leader, translate into Ray Lewis, the conscious woke person off the field. Maybe he could get the guys rotted up every Sunday to go knock somebody senseless. I don't think he motivating us to want to do right things, because what he's saying and what he's doing is not making a lot of sense. Ray, how in the heck do you really think there's a difference with you kneeling or praying than from Colin kneeling? And you still say you would never kneel for the flag, but you thought you're arm locked as players kneel in protest of, I believe the players were protesting the NFL and Donald Trump, really. Donald Trump's comments calling them sons of bitches. I don't even believe the players were protesting what Colin was protesting. I think they were protesting Trump and where they feel our country is going. You're arm locked with players who are protesting Trump, and you think in your mind, people won't put together that, hey, maybe Ray's changed his mind. You're on knees, arm locked with the rest of them. That sounds like a bunch of BS to me. I'm just giving my opinions. I'm trying to stay calm about it. The other day I felt like I went off. But I think Ray Lewis, man, I just think we should have never looked for him more than what he was, and that was a football player who could inspire people on every given Sunday. It's not making a lot of sense to me. Again, I want to refrain from name calling, but I will say his comments are very hypocritical. They're very, they just doesn't make sense. And I'll say this. I judge a man by a man. If you can look me in the eye and stand for what you believe in, I'll respect you. There's a level of respect I'll have for you regardless. A level. Now, if we don't agree, that level of respect will go down. If I don't think you're morally a good person, that level of respect will go down. But that's cool. There's a certain level of respect I can have for a man who will look me in the eye and tell me his opinion and stand on what they believe in. Now, when you start second guessing yourself, and that's what I think Ray Lewis did last Sunday, when he was on 2 knees praying, quote unquote. When you start second guessing yourself and trying to be fake in front of your teammates, and then turn around and claim that, nah, white America, I wasn't kneeling. You don't have to worry about anything, white America. I was just praying. No. God. We can always throw religion in. God. You know what I mean? When you start second guessing what you believe in, that's when I can't respect you as a man. Whatever you do, whatever you believe in, stand on it. That's all I ask of you. Salute to Kevin Gates. All I ask of you, to stand on what you believe in regardless, for good or for bad. And Ray Lewis didn't do that. And when you catch somebody in a lie, everything they say after that becomes a lie. In my mind, it's tough for me to put any trust when I got a guy sitting there telling me, literally sitting there telling me a few weeks ago, you should focus on football. And then you go kneel and get on 2 knees and pray. First and foremost, you're not even a football player right now. That visual probably shouldn't have even been seen. But you're sitting there telling me you were praying when you're arm locked with people who are kneeling for protest. So you weren't protesting. And furthermore, if you really felt like you needed to pray, why did you have to do it arm locked with your teammates? I'm not trying to judge how somebody prays to their God. I'm not trying to do that. But you don't think we will correlate that you were kneeling while other people were protesting? You don't think we would correlate that? While your teammates are literally protesting, while everyone around the league is protesting the injustices that are happening I think in the world, not even what Colin was protesting for, which was black lives being taken by the police. When everyone in the NFL was protesting the injustices they believe Donald Trump is presenting from his position, you don't think we connect the dots that you were protesting to and not standing for the flag? Doesn't make any sense to me. Ray Lewis not making a lot of sense to me nowadays. He's entitled to his own opinion. I would like to note that Shannon Sharp did say him and Ray are still great friends after that. And salute to the brother Shannon Sharp. I just want to say this, man. We can have conversation in this country without it getting violent with threats. It ain't worth the brother losing his life. There is good in Ray Lewis somewhere. I may not be able to respect him. The brother has good somewhere in him, and what he's doing, it helps somebody out here. It may not help us, but it helps somebody. And death threats, taking down statues, what are we really doing here? That defeats the purpose. And I'll say this about my black people: we better than that. We gotta learn to pick our. We better than that. We gotta learn to pick our battles. That ain't it, y'all. Mr. TALIAFERRO TV, Ray Lewis claims he was not kneeling for the national anthem, even though he said Colin kneeling was wrong and he never do that. He said he wasn't kneeling like Colin. He was praying on 2 knees during a football game while his people that in the Baltimore Ravens organization next to him, left and right, were protesting. You be the judge. Talk to me. Comment box below. I'm out.
What's going on is yours truly, Mr. TALIAFERRO. And if you enjoyed this latest video, whether it's sports, hip-hop, or other culture-related activities, please subscribe to my channel right now. And if you want more from TALIAFERRO, you can always subscribe to the React channel for more of your latest reactions and music and sports highlights.